So this week, I was told I was going to regret buying this GameStop bundle by a GameStop employee. I'm back to interrupt my regularly scheduled video to bring you a story about my recent experience with GameStop. And I only went there because, of course, I just got this lovely PS5 bundle that I spent $600 on from GameStop online. And I need to get rid of my PS4 Pro. And I really don't care to sell things. You obviously get more money if you sell things yourself, like if you go through eBay or a Facebook Marketplace or something like that. But I've just had annoying experience on things in the past, people trying to haggle. I don't really have a lot of time. I work 5 days a week, plus I do YouTube videos. So it's easier for me to just take things to GameStop or somewhere where I can just trade it in and get the money up front. So we decided to trade it in, me and my husband Jeff, because technically the PS4 is really his. The Xbox One was more so my system. So he wanted to trade it in for store credit, which was fine because he buys pop figures from GameStop. So we do shop at GameStop, as in he shops at GameStop and I go there because I'm the one that drives. So we looked up how much we were going to get for the PS4 Pro, 2 controllers, and about 10 games. It was a little over $300. So we were fine with that, doing store credit. Plus I was like, I can pick up some games for the PS5 because we can always get a PS5 gift card. So we get everything, we go in there, and I feel like GameStop is just one of those places where it's either okay because they don't hassle you too much, or you still run into those people that try to give you the GameStop experience. If you know what I mean, it's basically where they try to upsell you on everything. So we go in there, we're trading all this stuff. The guy who was handling the trade-in, I'm thinking he was fairly new, but he was pretty nice. He wasn't bad. He was just kind of doing the trade-in. The guy that was with him, who I'm going to assume was a manager, was the one that got fairly pushy. So while the other guy was processing the trade-in and testing the system, the first thing he did was hand us a list of games, and he tried to say that basically they're not guaranteed to get any PS5 games in the store. They haven't been getting a lot of them, so if we want any, then let them know so that way we can pre-order them to make sure they get them in the store. Bruh, I could buy PS5 games anywhere. Like if I'm buying a game day one, it doesn't matter if I pre-order from GameStop or not. I don't care about your rewards program. It's not that good. I prefer Best Buy's rewards program. If I was going to buy games, physical games, if I could, I have the all digital system, so I can't. But he gave us the list and all this stuff. I was tired. I was not in the mood to argue and fight at GameStop. Plus, Jeff has a pro membership, so he was really handling the trade-in. I was just there for ambiance, just kind of standing there with my arms folded while this whole thing happened. So he was kind of talking to Jeff, and then Jeff mentioned that we had the PS5 digital system. This is where it got really stupid. Him handing us a list of games was one thing. I'm not stupid, so I'm not going to fall for it. Like, I'm not going to pre-order a game just to make sure that they have it. When was the last situation where a physical game was actually sold out? I don't recall that happening in, the last 10 years. I'm probably wrong. I'm probably something I'm missing. Probably some collector's edition or something. But if it's just a regular game, you can probably buy it day one at, Walmart. It's not that big of a deal. When he mentioned that we had the digital system, you can kind of see the smile just fade from his face, and he was like, you're going to regret that decision. Bruh, I spent $600 on this bundle from GameStop, and the deal was fair. I went over in the unboxing video. I got the console, $50 PlayStation gift card, $20 GameStop gift card, an extra controller. Oh, and a year of PlayStation Plus. I forgot about that. So yes, that all equals out to $200 MSRP for everything, so that's fine. I never mentioned that we bought the console from GameStop. But yeah, after he says that we're going to regret it, he brought on to me a revelation that I didn't even realize. He said, when you have a digital system, you're stuck buying games from Sony directly, which means that you never get any discounts. And GameStop doesn't even sell digital games anymore for Sony. They're not allowed to. You can only buy games through Sony. So I'm stuck paying their prices, and I'm going to have to pay full price for everything. I was shocked. I was flabbergasted. I did not realize that for the last, 7 years that I've been buying PS4 games digital, I was buying directly from Sony with no discounts. I guess when stuff was on sale, it was just full price, and I was just buying it anyway without realizing it was full price. Wow. Crazy. That's crazy. I did not know that's how digital games worked. But yeah, apparently he felt the need to educate us on our regretful decision to buy this console from them because it only plays digital games. Now, all sarcasm aside, if someone at GameStop tells you that, it doesn't matter because you can literally trade stuff in, get store credit, and use that to buy a PlayStation gift card and just put that on your PlayStation and buy digital games with it. So even if you trade stuff into GameStop for store credit, you can still buy a gift card with it. In fact, we bought a $100 gift card just to buy some games. It really doesn't matter that they don't sell digital games anymore. All it was a key code that you just put into the system, and they never went on sale when they sold them anyway. So I don't know what this dude was talking about. The whole time that GameStop sold digital games, I mean, I might be wrong, but every time I looked at them, they were always full price, even when they were on sale on the PlayStation Store. So the fact that they don't sell digital games doesn't matter anymore. It only matters to them because they're losing money, which is obvious, but the business they're in, they really need to transition to something else because that's where games are going. If you look at it, both Sony and Microsoft, off the jump this generation, have all digital systems, and they're their cheaper versions of the systems, which tells you something. I'm just saying that's the reality of it. Second, you telling me that is useless because it's still almost impossible to find a PS5 right now. So let's say if I did regret my decision and I was like, I'm going to return this and get another PS5, I can't. So telling the customer that when they're stuck with the PS5 and making them regret their decision, obviously I don't because I'm not stupid. I didn't not do any research. I decided to buy the digital console as soon as it was announced because last generation I bought most of my games digital, and then when I didn't, I would end up just trading them in and then buying the digital version later. So it was kind of pointless. So I already made that decision way ahead of time as soon as the consoles were announced with the pricing. If you're talking to a customer that might be like your average customer that doesn't know a lot about this, they might actually, be worried and be like, I need to go get rid of the system and get the other one. So I just think that it's a bad look for someone to say that to a customer. And I want to preface this in the video. This is not like me going at GameStop in general. I don't know if this is a common experience amongst other GameStops. I've just had multiple experiences like this over the last, 10 to 15 years of going to GameStop, which is why I rarely ever go to GameStop anymore. But yeah, this is just my personal experience with the one person that was there. Like I said, the person that was checking us out was fine. Not checking us out in that way. I mean, checking us out is in with the system. But after that whole fiasco, we bought in this gold-plated HDMI cable with the PS4 because I didn't feel like giving them one of my good HDMI cables, so I just grabbed one out of the drawer that we had. And the HDMI cable didn't work with the little monitor thing that they had. So the manager kept claiming that our HDMI cable was too fancy, I guess because it was gold-plated. And went and got another one from the back, and it worked with the monitor. That's fine. The HDMI cable didn't work. It doesn't work. If it doesn't work with their equipment, it might not work with the customer's equipment, so I completely understand. And they're like, yeah, it's too fancy. It doesn't work. The thing that got on my nerves is they charged us $5 for the HDMI cable without saying it. So they took $5 off of our trade-in for the HDMI cable, which I would have been totally fine with paying. But they literally did not say that they were charging us $5 for it. They just did it. And it was like, oh, yeah, you can just keep your HDMI cable, and didn't say anything. Then after they processed the trade-in, they kind of were like, look around to see if you want anything, because Jeff mentioned that he might want something, which, I don't have an issue with that, because if you are trading in something and you buy certain things, they do give you more trade-in value if you buy something, depending on what it is. Like if it's a new game, trade it in towards this, you get a bonus amount for the trade-in value. So we ended up picking up some figures. Jeff got some figures. I picked up Super Mario 3D World for the Switch because I was like, it was basically just extra money that we just were getting for the PS4. We didn't really need the money, so it was kind of like, buying whatever. So we did get a little bit of trade-in bonus for getting Super Mario World, which was cool. But then we went back up to the counter. The employee that was helping us was resetting the PS4. We already reset it anyway before we took it there, but they still got to reset it anyway. Resetting the PS4, and I guess he did it in a way that the manager didn't approve of, and the manager literally, right in front of us, is like, I'm not going to tell you again. You need to stop doing it that way. And I'm like, definitely don't need to be talking to your employee in front of a customer like that. And it was just a really uncomfortable and awkward experience. So basically after that, we were checking out, they took the value off for the stuff that we got. And then the manager comes back in because he noticed that we got a Switch game, and then tries to pressure us into pre-ordering a Switch game, basically Pokemon Snap. And he's like, oh, well, you get a trade-in bonus for that. So you basically get $4, saying $5 a pre-order. And if you don't want to, get the game, you can always put the $5 towards something else. You're getting $4 extra. To the point where he just wouldn't shut up. And then finally Jeff gave in and just pre-ordered Pokemon Snap so he would shut up. I will again preface this by saying I just pretty much stood there the whole time and observed. I was tired because we had shenanigans earlier that morning where we drove 50 miles to buy a TV, got it home, hooked it up and everything, and then found out the panel was completely shattered and had to take it back to Best Buy. And then, of course, the Best Buy close to us didn't have the one that we wanted, which is why we drove the 50 miles in the first place. So I had to get another model, and it was a whole thing. I was really tired that day. So I wasn't in the mood to argue. And yeah, it just left a terrible taste in our mouth. So I do mention from time to time that I hate GameStop, but I don't usually clown GameStop that much because we still do shop there. And I'm just not one of those people that's gonna be like, oh, I hate this place, but I still shop there. Just like Walmart. I hate Walmart, but occasionally I do have to shop there. And that's kind of the same thing with GameStop. And I used to love GameStop when I was a kid. Like, being able to buy, used games, like trade stuff in and get new games when you didn't have money was like the best. GameStop, for what it can offer for people who need that service, being that it's probably gonna be like the only game store in a lot of areas, the only store where people can go to trade in stuff, I wish they were better. I wish they would realize that this isn't the customer experience that a lot of people want to have. And like I said, I don't know if it's just this particular person, but it just feels like half the time when I go into a GameStop, I still get this experience. And I know that they mentioned a few years ago that they were changing and they weren't going to be doing this stuff anymore. But I still have that experience. And I feel like it happens so often at so many different stores. So we have a lot of GameStops around here. I feel like it's still coming from corporate. Like, I feel like everything that's wrong with GameStop, if your employees are behaving this way, it's coming from corporate. And I want GameStop to survive because it is a service that's needed, but they're not going to survive pulling shit like this. Anyway, that's the whole story. Sorry this wasn't like a product video. I'll be back next week with my first look at the PS5 and my first impressions. But I felt the need this week to tell you guys this stupid story from GameStop. But if you enjoyed this video, then make sure to tell a friend, tell a coworker, like, share, and subscribe, and always do at least 2 things at the same time.